What's up guys, welcome to another video. So today I'm just going to keep the progress rolling in getting this E36 complete and getting it to be a drivable car. So one of the things that has been missing from this thing being like a normal looking complete car is the hood. So this thing is missing a hood right now. I do have it in the backyard, so that's basically what I'm going to be doing today is getting that installed, and along with the hood I do have some other goodies to install, so let's get into that. Alright, there we go. Got a hood on this thing, and right now the hood's bolted on, but I'm not done there. So I just got these Aero Catch hood pins, so I'm gonna pretty much start mounting those right now. So I'm just kind of trying to decide on a spot where I want to actually have the pins, you know? So I'm just not too sure if I want to have them kind of like more sitting in the middle of the hood or out towards the edges. Right now I am leaning more towards like having them out in the edges. So I am looking at this hole right over here. I could just drill it out a little bit bigger to fit that. So if I do put it on this side, it would kind of be kind of on the edge, and so I'm guessing it'll end up somewhere around there. So I think that looks pretty good, because I would just line this up with the actual line of the hood, and then this would naturally kind of be lined up with this little line on the hood right here. Yeah, I'm just gonna get started. I'm gonna get started drilling, and let's get to it. Alright, so I just got the hole drilled out a little bit bigger, and then I ran the actual pins inside, and right now I just have it like ran in pretty far, just because right now I'm trying to align it or align the hole on the hood with this. So I just want it to be as close as possible to where it's actually gonna be mounted, like once it's finally in. So really quick, I'm just gonna put some of this like Teflon right here. I'm just gonna put like a little dab on the center of it, just because that'll be like truest to where the pin's gonna be. So that way when I drill a hole in that, it'll actually be like center. So I'm just gonna put a dab on that, close the hood, and then that dab should leave a mark on this side of the hood. Then I can center hole punch that, drill it out, and then drill it all the way through. All right, so I just got a dab on both of the pins. All right, so I'm just gonna drop the hood really quick. Boom. It's resting on those things. And now we have our dabs on that side of the hood. No turning back now. Drilled all the way through. was just the pilot hole. Alright, so I just got this thing masked, and I have this thing. If you can see right there, I do have some little marks on this guy, so that's just to align where the pin is at. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through, kind of measure it out, align this thing where I actually want it to go, how I want it to line up, and then yeah, I'll start cutting from there. All right, so I just taped it in place and I marked it out already. I know there's ways to do this. I know they have like a template online that you could print out and stuff, but I don't have a printer. But yeah, I'm just gonna verify. So I'm just gonna slip that into place where it would be mounted anyway. If you can see in there, the holes line up where they would be bolted through. And then if you look, that lines up perfectly with the pin. So I think that should be good. And I already have it marked out. So that's what I'm gonna be cutting out. So basically, if you guys kind of look, there's like a circle right here. There's a circle right here. So I'm gonna find the center of that. And then I'm just gonna use like a step bit to kind of like drill out this as a hole, drill this out as a hole. And then from there, I'll just go through and cut the two lines out with the saw, just kind of connect it, and I think that'll be the simplest way. So I don't remember where I left off last night, but I did run into an issue here. So with the step bit that I have, this is the biggest that I could get the hole. So that is obviously not big enough. So from here, there's like a lot of options to just be able to like cut this out. Yeah, there's like a lot of things you can do. But just to make it easier on myself and just to kind of get like the cleanest possible result, I just went and got this little cheap Harbor Freight like Dremel tool. And then I actually bought like a Dremel cutoff wheel. And I just think with a smaller cutoff wheel, it'll just allow me to cut it out a little bit cleaner. And then with this thing, I mean, it's super cool because it comes with all this stuff. But I think with some of these bits or these little sanding wheels, I could just clean it up a little bit better. And if that doesn't work, I got this thing also, which that's gonna be for the bigger rotary tool, and I have that chilling inside. So I have a bigger rotary tool, and this would just be able to take off material a lot faster. So that'll probably be to get this like big round area. Then I'll use the little Dremel cutoff wheel for this. So yeah, let's get it. All right, guys, I just went in on this thing. You see all the pieces of metal, and up here I just really chopped this thing up, and right there I have a couple little marks where I still need to cut some more. So basically I'm just cutting all of that excess material out just so I could fit this little like flange on the opposite side. So if you see right here, you can kind of see that flange will kind of go around, And right there is still some material where it's sitting uneven. So I'm just gonna go through, cut this off with that little Dremel. But whenever I was cutting this out right here, the bottom layer was actually kind of like getting in the way of what I was doing. So yeah, that was kind of annoying. But yeah, I mean, there it is. It fits in place, everything fits nicely. So after I cut off that last little piece on the bottom side, the only thing that I need to do from here is just drill out these holes, and then I could actually like bolt this thing on the actual hood, and then just repeat the process on this one, and yeah, we're good to go. All right, and this is my masterpiece here. So just got done chopping this thing, and this is why. So you can kind of see that thing is pretty girthy underneath this. So just need that extra room, and yeah, just gonna do that over here and we should be good. All right, I'm all done. So I just went through and kind of like deburred the edges a little bit with like a little deburring tool. This one right here, I did kind of have to adjust it a little bit more to this side. So if you kind of look, you can kind of see that some of the holes aren't lined up so well. It's gonna be sandwiched in with that, so it'll be nice and tight on there. It's not a big deal. And over here you can see I already got the bolts ran in, so I just need to put this underneath and tighten it up. All right, here we are, guys. The hood is on and it's actually mounted, and the hood pins are all installed. So right now it is holding the hood down. I'm not too stoked on the play that it has. So there's a lot of movement. I'm not too familiar with like the hood latching system on the E36s or like BMWs. I'm not exactly sure because, so, I mean, pins do work. And then right now I do still have the factory like latch right here. So I'm not exactly sure if I'm missing something here. It kind of looks like something gets bolted down. So I think I am missing like the actual like receiving end of the hood latch. So I'm gonna go look to see if that's sitting around in the parts, and hopefully if I install that, it will allow the hood to kind of sit in a better spot. So right now I did line it up fairly decent, but right now you can kind of see that it does stick up a little bit. If you look at the little like hood pin, this cross member right here is so close to the hood that in order for me to be able to like fit these like hood pins in there, I had to run it without a nut on the top just to get it low enough. And when I shut it and I have the spacer there, I'm trying to get the hood as low as possible so it could like line up with the fender and everything and line up with the headlights. But you can kind of see that that's kind of like the lowest I can go. So right now it is like, right now when I put the pin in, it does kind of like touch the bottom of that pin. This is kind of like the lowest I can go if I do run these hood pins, which does kind of bum me out because right now there's a huge gap right here. So if you see, the front has a huge gap. Right here on the fender, it's not too bad. You can kind of see it is lifted. But honestly, I'm super stoked. Because yeah, this is the first time I've ever had like racing hood pins on a car. So yeah, I'm just stoked. I won't have to worry about a cable on the inside. I could just come out here and boom, pop it open. Boom. So yeah, pretty stoked. Alright guys, so I'm not done yet. Me and these hood pins have some beef. So I'm just really not a fan of how it stayed. I'm not really a fan of like how it's lifted up, and it's just not fitting the way I want. And yeah, I just didn't really pre-plan this the best. So that is my mistake, because if you do pay attention, you can kind of see how close this is to the hood line. So yeah, that's just my fault for not paying attention. But I do want to fix that, and what I was thinking about to fix it is drill out 2 holes right here, and then I'm going to use these things that I previously made. And what I'm planning on doing is just cutting out, I have like a sheet of aluminum in there, but I just want to cut out a piece of aluminum to kind of sit in this area here. and that'll kind of like reinforce this piece here. It'll sit underneath. And then I want to take these guys right here and kind of like bolt them in, and I want to use this as kind of like a spacer. So then from there I'll cut out another piece of metal pretty much exactly the same as this one, so it'll be kind of like sandwiched. So this will be like that. The plate will sit on the bottom side of that little bracket, and then from there that plate that I bolt down will actually be where this stud gets bolted to. So I'm thinking that should allow me to just drop it a little bit lower. I'm just gonna drill this hole out just big enough so this can fit through, and then from there it'll just be sitting on an aluminum plate that'll just be spaced out with this thing here. So yeah, I'm just gonna get to it. I have these little pieces here. I'm just gonna make some little templates for the pieces of metal I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna start cutting. I'm not too sure how much I'm gonna film, but yeah, I just wanna get this stuff done because I'm kind of mad at these hood pins. All right, let's get to it. All right, we got the big sheet of aluminum over here. About to get cutting. I already marked out a couple little marks for each one of these things, so I'm just gonna kind of cut around this block right here. That way I could just kind of get this piece, put it on the vise, and then from there we'll cut each individual one. Let's get it. All right guys, so I just went through and fixed the hood pins and they're good this time, so all locked, and you can see there's no play. So right now the only movement that you're seeing is just kind of like in the middle of the hood, but as far as the actual pins or the edges of the hood, there's no movement. So I was able to adjust it and get it low enough to the point where the hood is actually fitting on there securely. So if you guys can see, this is what I was working on here. So if you see down in there, you can kind of see that there's like the little metal plate, and it's just being spaced out by those little like aluminum tabs. So yeah, that was basically all I needed to do, just to drop down a little bit into the like radiator support. So then from here, just close the hood down, and then boom, and they all fit nice. And yeah, things looking good. And I did go through and actually kind of like mount the bumper. For now, I do just kind of have it with a zip tie back here, so that's just kind of holding it, but the bumper is secure for now, and that should hold it fine until I actually get that like clip. I'm not exactly sure why that's taking so long, but yeah, I'm honestly super hyped on how this thing is looking. I know it is mismatched and everything, but as far as where this car was a couple weeks ago, this thing has come a long way, and it actually looks like a car that you can drive now. So yeah, I am super stoked, guys. I know it isn't the cleanest car in the world, and I know it still has a long way to go for it to actually be like really clean. But yeah, if you guys did see where this car came from and how it began, this thing has come a long way in the past couple of weeks. So I'm pretty hyped on the timeline and how quick I got a lot of this stuff done. And yeah, it really came along nicely. I am really loving this thing, and I cannot wait to drive it. Really soon I'm gonna be ripping this thing. So but yeah, basically right now it's just like the trunk, roof, and hood are mismatched. The bumper also, actually the front bumper, it is black, but it is just kind of like a replacement bumper, just like the black plastic before you actually paint it. So I do actually have a homie that paints cars on the side. He like paints cars at his house, and I mean, I can get him to kind of start painting this like a panel at a time. And yeah, with that we can just kind of get it painted little by little, and he actually has a lot of experience painting. So yeah, I'll probably get with him once I'm ready to start kind of like getting this thing clean and stuff. I think I did mention this before, but right now I did kind of just kind of keep the ball rolling with the progress, and I just really wanted to get this car to the point where I can actually drive it and have a car to like enjoy in the meantime. And once I have this thing running, which is actually really soon, then I could focus my attention back on the CB7 project and get this thing stripped out and get the CB7 coupe project rolling. From there, once I have some good progress on that, then I am eventually planning on coming back to the E36 and then getting this thing dialed in and take it the next step from there. So I mean, I do have a lot planned with the car. It definitely is not the cleanest car, I know that. There is a lot of things that need to be done to get this thing to where I actually want it. So this isn't like the final product, but as far as this step in the project, I mean, this is, I couldn't ask for more. I'm super excited on this thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap this video up here. I'm super stoked on all the progress and how this thing is looking. It's actually looking like a complete car. Oh yeah. If you guys are enjoying the progress of the E36, if you guys did learn a little thing or two or got some ideas, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And if you guys are looking forward to seeing some more progress and me ripping the car, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.